Firefighters and best friends Sunny and Bizzy are the 7th place finishers on this season of The Amazing Race. And the ladies join me now following their elimination episode. Ladies, how are you?
We're
Hi, good.
excellent.
Thanks for
Thanks
having
for
us.
asking, Blake. Thanks for having us on. Of
Of course, I'm excited to kind of get to know a little bit about you all's experience on the race. So let me just start with this. Why did you guys want to compete on this show?
We needed a
Because
mom vacation.
we need to get
We needed
away
a
from our
girls'
kids.
trip.
We lost our ideas as people, and we were just people, the people that we live with just say, Mom, 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 all the time. So I forgot my own name, and I wanted to find myself again on The Amazing Race.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's incredibly deep, and I kind of like that story too. I think that's something that a lot of people kind of relate to as well. So they probably enjoyed seeing you guys on the show for that reason. Now, tell me this kind of. What was your game plan going into the show? Did you do any kind of prep or anything that you're like, okay, we need to work on this before we go in? And then also, was there anything that you're like, oh, we're totally gonna do like super well at this, knock this out of the park?
Well, first of all, I'll let Sunny touch on the navigation, but as firefighters, we are already ready to go in any situation. So we did not do much physical training for this, but Sunny can touch on other training that we did.
Well, we kind of knew the strengths that we had. So what I thought we would study is like flags and country capitals and some
Yeah,
stuff
I
like
was
that.
doing
But really,
country flashcards.
it's like the world. So I don't know, and how to just write notes and take notes and try to remember things and working on memory. But what we didn't do is navigation.
Do
So
you
I
feel
think
like,
that
go ahead.
ultimately ended our career here on this season.
But we're coming back from All Stars for an All Star season for a second chance.
Yep.
Yeah, yes, you are. Yeah, that's incredible. Now, okay, also, so with that, did you feel like the navigation is like what was ultimately your downfall, or where do you think maybe things kind of went wrong for you all as far as, eventually losing and not kind of getting up to the top of the pack?
So
It
I
was
think
for sure navigation. We crushed all of those puzzles except for maybe one. And then, we went and danced. But that rebus puzzle maybe took a toll on our position. But otherwise, it was our navigation and honestly, like the language barrier. Neither one of us spoke Spanish, and we couldn't do the. It was hard to read the clues in Spanish and show them Spanish, and try to put it in our map. And then one of the big amazing race challenges is to decipher, and the
clues.
locals they put it in different words.
Yeah,
So
the
the
locals
locals
aren't
don't
calling the
understand the words and
plaza.
Google doesn't understand it in the
Yeah.
maps. And so we have to figure this out. It's a clue in itself.
The locals aren't calling these places those names.
For example, Iguana Bridge, they didn't know it as Iguana Bridge in Puerto Vallarta.
And
So
it was
on
not
our
labeled
map
like
it
that.
says, or on our clue it says, go to Iguana Bridge, and none of the locals know what it
We're like,
means.
what's that? What's that? We don't know what that is.
That's really interesting. I could see how that makes sense. And it's interesting too with the Spanish piece of it all because I feel like this season, maybe contrary to other seasons, I guess you could say, it's like you're in
It was
mostly
all
Spanish
Spanish
speaking
speaking.
countries. Yeah, there's not kind of that like differentiation of kind of getting maybe a leg up somewhere else. So something
Correct.
else that was incredibly interesting to me about this season, specifically the last maybe 2 episodes before your guys' elimination episodes, is we see this kind of mega alliance, if you will, kind of forming these 3 teams. And they completely iced you guys out 2 episodes ago. So, kind of what was your take on that? How did you feel about that group?
I felt like we were
Uh,
back in high school. I'm gonna go eat my lunch in the bathroom because we're obviously not at the cool table.
well, we don't get to see all of the alliance happening in front of us besides from our point of view. So like when we get to see it on the TV like everybody else does, it gives us a whole picture. Um, and when we were doing it, we didn't fully understand how that alliance formed. Retrospectively, I can see that they were scared, and also that scaredness they attach. Some teams just attached to the people that were strong, like Danny in navigation. The majority of the people are not that good at navigation, so they would have been right along beside us, and then they attach themselves to them inadvertently, without even Danny being okay with it, they just followed their car, so they just banked on that kind of luck.
I
Absolutely.
mean, and
That
look what happened. Like Rod and Leticia pulled up, and they didn't earn that spot.
yeah.
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 That
That's
was
an
Danny
interesting
and
take
Andy's
though.
spot. So, I mean, there's nothing but love for these people. This is a game for $1 million. I would have done the same thing. I would have thrown their bodies under the bus, whatever. Um, it felt on the outside of that alliance, and we will prepare better next time
Yeah.
Yeah.
for All-Star season.
That's right. You're going to have your navigation ready to go and you're not going to need anyone's help because it won't matter. Now,
Yep, I'm taking a
something
class.
right. Yeah. Something kind of on a deeper level, I guess you could say, is, Sunny, we know that your grandmother passed away before, I guess it was the start of leg 3. So do you feel like that kind of impacted your race at all, whether that was, was the next day kind of emotional for you, or was it, almost more motivation to like really fight for it, knowing that you just kind of are experiencing this grief?
Yeah, it happened so long ago, but in the moment it was devastating. It really put a damper on it because my grandma did raise me, instrumental in raising me, and it put a huge damper on it because I was like, man, are we gonna win this? Should I just go home for the funeral? Like, would my family benefit? Would I be better to go home? And so it really, mentally triggered something like, should we even be here? Is this even what I'm supposed to be doing right now? Where am I supposed to be in life? What is it? What are the chances that she was on hospice care for the past 4 months? And what are the chances in this 1 month it would be the day, that it just happened? And so it was a really big struggle on my heartstrings. And um I just tried to make the best of it and think about what I could do with that and try to persevere. But it was in the back of my mind the entire time.
I can totally
And
see.
ultimately, like we were ready to walk away, and I left that decision up to Sunny and her family to leave if we needed to. And ultimately, I think your family pushed you to stay. Is that right?
They did, yes. I asked them, I'm like, should I come back? What do you guys think? Do you need, what should I do? And they all said she would want you to be there. So that did help a lot.
And
Absolutely.
then you had the coffee beans. Yeah, coffee beans, grandma.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool though. Yeah. Well, and I think, just having that support from them obviously is kind of what got you, through the rest of it. So, anything like maybe what's your biggest takeaway from being on the show together? Anything that maybe you learned about each other or that you just really enjoyed about being on the show together?
Like I said, I
Yeah.
really do think we found our identities again. As moms, you kind of get lost in the shuffle and you lose your little bit of your individuality. And I feel like us being able to get away on a girls trip was so
Therapeutic.
amazing and um, therapeutic. And like since coming back from the race, I've beaten breast cancer. And having Sunny there to help me after we did this race together as a support system through breast cancer has been incredible. And just our relationship, I mean, we really are sisters, chosen sisters. Like this is the family you choose.
And our kids are really young now, but we really hope that this is gonna prove that, women can do things and be strong. And, we dominated certain aspects of this race. So just to show the strength to all the women. And, you don't get a chance to meet a lot of women firefighters. So that aspect of it with our kids, there's just so many good, strong points of takeaways.
And having someone that looks like Rod Gardner be scared of your ability to do challenges is is really exciting.
Yeah, he almost lost his nut too long, and we would have passed him too.
It's like those firefighter girls are coming up quick.
Well, that is incredible. You guys, thank you so much for your insight. Biz, thanks for sharing that as
Yeah.
well about, beating breast cancer. That's incredible.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations. I'm sorry to
Thank
hear
you.
that.
Thank you.
But it's beautiful the kind of sisterhood you guys have. And we do appreciate the female representation of the firefighters and girl empowerment, all these amazing things that you guys were able to embody on the show. So we hope
Thank
to
you.
see you on All Stars in the future. Hopefully,
Thank
keep our
you.
fingers crossed. And best of luck to whatever's next for the both of you.